Registration and certification is the one of the segment in capital flow. In registration and certification, one of the main services quality certification. We are going to discuss about quality certification in capital flow. Quality certification, it certify the goodness with quality certification. A quality promises that your business growth. Quality certificate can include efforts to ensure that organizations are abiding by both industry regulations and government legislation. By having quality certification, we can know that the company is how serious about their work, security, quality management and environment management services. Under quality certification, many services are there. 1. TAN registration. 2. Z registration. 3. FSSAI registration. 4. MSME registration. 5. UDOGADA registration. 6. Import-Export Code registration. TAN registration. TAN or tax deduction and collection number, TAN, is mandatory 10-digit alpha number required to be obtained by all persons who are responsible for tax deduction at source, TDS, or tax collection at source, TCS, on behalf of the government. To obtain TAN, application must be made for allotment of TAN in Form 49B along with the required supporting documents. Based on the application, the TAN will be allotted to the entity and the entity must quote the TAN in all TDS/TCS returns, TDS/TCS payment challenge and all TDS/TCS certificates. We can help you obtain your TAN registration quickly and hassle-free. TAN, Tax Deduction Account Number. PAN is a 10-character alphanumeric code issued by the Income Tax Department for persons responsible for deducting or collecting tax at source. Almost all for-profit entities and not-for-profit entities are required to obtain TAN. TDS payments. Tax deducted at source must be paid into authorized bank, quoting the TAN and using Challan 281. TDS during the preceding month must be paid before the 7th day of the following month. We can help you obtain TAN hassle-free and quickly. Just send the TAN application along with the supporting documents and we will help you get your TAN quickly. Proprietorship require TAN. Salaried individuals are not required to deduct tax at source. However, individuals running a proprietorship are required to obtain TAN and deduct tax at source when required. Validity. Once a TAN is issued, it is valid for lifetime. However, TDS filings must be made quarterly on the 15th day of July, October, January, and May. Non-filing of TDS filings within the due date will attract a penalty. ZED Certification Scheme. The Ministry of Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises, Government of India has introduced the financial support to MSMEs in ZED Certification Scheme for the benefit of the micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs. This scheme is an extensive drive to create proper awareness in MSMEs about the zero defect, zero effect, ZED, manufacturing and motivate the entrepreneur for assessment of their enterprises for ZED and support them. As part of this scheme, all MSMEs in India need to manufacture goods with zero defects and to ensure that the goods have zero effects on the environment. In this article, we will look at the processes required for an MSME to participate in ZED certification scheme. ZED, Zero Defect, Zero Effect. The ZED scheme is an integrated and comprehensive certification system that will account for productivity, quality, pollution mitigation, energy efficiency, financial status, human resource and technological depth including design and IPR in both products and processes. Vision. The vision of ZED is to enable the advancement of our industry to a position of reputation in the global marketplace and leverage India's emergence as the world's supplier through the Made in India mark. Mission. Its mission is to develop and implement the Z culture in India based on the principles of zero defect and zero effect. Zero defect. Their zero defect concept is focusing on the customer. Zero non-conformance or non-compliance. Zero waste. Zero effect. Zero air pollution, liquid discharge, solid waste. Zero wastage of natural resources. Objective of the Z certification scheme. The Z certification scheme envisages promotion of zero defect and zero effect, ZED, manufacturing amongst MSMEs and Z assessment for the certification with the following objectives. To promote the adaptation of quality tools and energy-efficient manufacturing. Developing an ecosystem for zero-defect manufacturing in the MSMEs. To enable MSMEs for the manufacture of quality products. To encourage MSMEs to upgrade their quality standards in products and processes constantly. To drive manufacturing with the adoption of zero-defect production processes and without impacting the environment. To support the Make in India campaign. To develop the professionals in the area of Z manufacturing and certification. Documents required and Z rating. The MSME registration page will be displayed. Provide the following details for registration. Name of entrepreneur. Social category. Any special category of entrepreneur. Name of enterprise. Date of commencement of enterprise. UM/M2SSI registration number. Contact information. National Industry Classification, NIC, code. Category of the unit as per the Central Pollution Control Board, CPC. Persons employed. Type of MSME as on date. Supplier to defense. Member of Chamber, Association. Member of Chamber, Association. The applicant also uses this application to get the ZED. The rating is a weighted average of the marks obtained on each parameter. The MSME will be assessed and rated on defined enabler and outcome parameters on operational level indicators and organizational level indicators at the operational level. Based on the assessment, the MSME will be ranked as bronze, silver, gold, diamond, platinum enterprises. There are 50 parameters on which the MSMEs are assessed and rated. The MSME applicant is needed to comply with identified 20 essential parameters and at least 10 other parameters. Thus, the MSME will be rated on a minimum of 30 parameters. MSMEs can seek ZED rating on more than 30 parameters as per the processes and systems available at the MSME. Each parameter has 5 levels. The rating will be based on the weighted average level. The company will be encouraged, handheld and trained to achieve the higher level for each parameter and thus elevate itself in the maturity models. The rating provided will be valid for 4 years. The surveillance audit will be carried out by QCI. Benefits for ZED-rated MSME and process. The benefits for ZED-rated MSME is explained in detail below. The ZED-rated MSME will get 0.5% interest rate on the concession on loans. The ZED-rated MSME will also get 50% concession in processing fee. The government provides Rs 25 lakhs for adopting technology. The government provides Rs 25 lakhs for setting up of new ETP. Rs 10 lakh for domestic patent and Rs 20 lakhs for international patent registration. Rs 5 lakhs for purchase of testing equipment. Rs 10 lakhs for ZED certification and handholding. extra 80%, 60%, and 50% subsidy on the cost of ZED certification in addition to the subsidy provided by the Government of India. Note, these are specific incentives by the Government of India, state governments, and banks. What is FSSAI license? If you are willing to act as a food business operator, you must be aware about FSSAI license requirement. FSSAI is an abbreviation of Food Safety and Regulations. Any person who is engaged in the food business in whatsoever business model such as manufacturers, producer, importer, exporter, procurement, storage, distribution, and sale is mandatorily required to get FSSAI license. You must obtain the FSSAI license before you start operating their food business. FSSAI license can be obtained within 7 working days. How to apply for FSSAI license for food business? The FSSAI license is granted after a complete inspection by DO, quality checks, of the food. During the checks, the prescribed procedure. Such checks avoid any instances of adulteration, substandard products, and also improve accountability of manufacturers. Under the FSSAI license granting procedure, the standards and guidelines for food, the procedure for the accreditation of certification bodies engaged in food regulation also forms an important part. Proper training is also provided. Food undergoes checks under the various laboratories. FSSAI authority also supports scientific, technical assistance and advertisement to the government while framing the policies. FSSAI authorities fetch the important relevant data and concerns from a different department. Accordingly, changes are made in food-related laws too. Required documents and FSSAI license, registration types. The type of FSSAI registration depends on the turnover of the company. Below are the turnover and respective FSSAI registration applicable. Note, when the supply is made for government offices or import, export of food products, FSSAI registration is mandatory. What are the services offers for FSSAI registration? Our services. Our comprehensive range of end-to-end solutions includes following. End-to-end services for FSSAI registration includes application drafting and filing along with following up with the department. FSSAI compliance yearly subscription. Updates on developments on changes pursuant to the FSSAI registration. Free consultation on the FSSAI registration. You can obtain the FSSAI registration in the most hassle-free manner. Necessary documents for FSSAI registration. FSSAI license ensures that only edible good food reaches the customer. Well, to get the license, to accumulate the following documents beforehand. To obtain basic registration. Photographs of applicant. Business owner's Aadhaar card. Signature of the applicant, scan. Business activity details. Declaration regarding the business place. To obtain the FSSAI state license. GST number of the company. Business activity detail. Food products list. Authorization letter in the favor of the consultant. Declaration form. Aadhaar card of the business owner. Signature of the business owner, scan copy. Applicant's photograph, scan. MOA, partnership deed, as applicable. RC of vehicles along with the declaration in the transporter case. Electricity bills of business, factory, warehouse. NOC from brand owner, for repackaging business. Rent agreement. NOC from the property owner, if rented place. Documents required for manufacturers. Apart from the above stated documents, the manufacturer engaged in food manufacturing are required to provide the following additional document. List of food products proposed to be manufactured. Water ground report. Product testing report (TES). Factory blueprint. List of machine along with photographs. The audited balance sheet is also required for state and central license. IEC code in case FSSAI license is for export, import for state and central license. What is the procedure to apply for the food license? The procedure for food license is quite simple and easy. Let us understand this step by step. Step 1. You must first generate a unique user ID and password for login purpose. Step 2. After login, click on Apply for food license. Step 3. A form will appear and shall ask for the requisite documents. Fill it and attach the documents. Step 4. Submit it. Do not forget to take print of filled application form. Send the print of them to the regional authority, state authority. Note that the form shall be sent within 15 days from the application the date of online. Step 5. In case any query is raised, do reply it within the 15 days of the receipt. Step 6. FSSAI registration shall reach to you via mail and one physical copy at the address provided you. However, it is mandatory to display the FSSAI logo and license number along with the name and address of the importer on the food product. In addition to that, one is also required to get is affixed before customs clearance. Occupations/places which require FSSAI license. Food shop, food stall, hotels, restaurant, airline meal catering services, food canteen, so any such place where the article of the food is sold, manufactured, stored for sale in India. Any such person dealing with food, either manufacturer, processor, food packer, food storer, food transporter, food distributor, food importer, etc. What are the forms and registration fees for different FSSAI license? On the basis of the turnover of food business operators, FBO, there are 3 types of licenses. For each type of license, different forms are filled as discussed below. 1. Up to 12 lakh basic registration. 2. 12 lakh but up to 20 crores state license. 3. More than 20 crores central license. What is the validity and FSSAI license renewal? The FSSAI license can be applied for the period you wish to obtain. However, maximum it can be applied for a period of 5 years. Basis the FSSAI license validity, the application for renewal of a license shall be made not later than 30 days prior to the expiry date. What is the mode of payment of FSSAI license registration? At the time of submission of FSSAI registration application, the certain fee is required to be paid. The payment is made by demand draft or online mode of payment. New update e-commerce food operators FSSAI registration 2017. With effect from the February 2017, FSSAI has mandated FSSAI license from Central Licensing Authority for the e-commerce food operators. The FSSAI operators are required to enter into the agreement with the sellers/manufacturers/restaurants with whom operating. Such e-commerce food operators are required to comply with the rules and regulations of the FSSAI Act. Food industry market in India. The food sector constitutes 32% of India's food market. A tremendous jump has been followed in economic growth due to the food industry. Above all, the government has also stretched its hands in support. The government, through foreign collaborations, industrial license, joint ventures and with the introduction of 100% exports-oriented units etc. to ease the food industry workflow. Hence there are many benefits of FSSAI license in India. Government initiatives on export of processed food products. India has a considerable huge market for processed food. It produces the largest amount of milk, rice, groundnuts, mangoes, brinjal. Apart from this fruit, vegetables, spices, meat and poultry, milk and milk products, alcoholic beverages, fisheries, plantation, etc. The Department of Commerce's Foreign Trade Performance Analysis says the good increase in India's export of fresh processed food products government granted incentives on the installation of plant and machinery for food processing, which has encouraged the processing of fruits, vegetables, and juices. Well, looking deep into this, government has removed the GST rate of 18% on air freight of fresh vegetables has also been removed recently. Above all, the food items exported from the country need to be registered and licensed under the FSSAI and Health Ministry in order to gain the trust and confidence of consumers and ensuring the product quality and standards. What is the procedure for food license for export? If you are somebody who wants to export his food product, you need to take 2 licenses. One, you have to get FSSAI registration and obtain IEC registration. FSSAI registration procedure is already explained above. For IEC registration, following subjects. Step 1. Firstly, incorporate your company. Step 2. Apply for E-code at under DGFT and Central Licensing Authority for export license. Step 3. Obtain the NOC, No Objection Certificate, for the food quality and adherence to the compliances issued by the FSSAI authority regarding food safety. Step 4. Obtain necessary permissions pertaining to the food item from FSSAI to export it. FSSAI number -14-digit labeling. Now that you have FSSAI license, labeling it on food item is a must. Let us understand what all things are to be labeled. The intent behind the imposing labeling requirements of food products exported outside India is the dissemination of information, apart from it, to increase food acceptance in the foreign market. Information to mentioned on the food products. Food name. Ingredients of such food. Information about the nutritional. Declaration of food additives. Declaration of vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Packer or manufacturer's complete name and address. The net quantity. Lot no, /code no, /batch no, tractability details. Manufacturing or packing date. Country of origin, imported food. Best before and use by date details. Instructions to use the food product. What is MSME registration? MSME stands for micro, small, and medium enterprises. Small and medium enterprises fall under SSI, MSME registration category. MSME has a vital role in the growth of Indian economy. Indian economy is majorly dependent upon agriculture and small business. MSME, being the backbone of the economy, is highly supported by the government. For MSME registration, the Government of India provides various subsidies, schemes and incentives to MSME/SS is to promote it through MSMED Act. MSMED Act provides for measures for promotion, development, growth, and enhancement of competitiveness of MSME and establishment of National Board for MSME registration. To avail various benefits, incentives, schemes, and subsidies granted by the government to MSME entrepreneurs need to register themselves under SSI registration. MSME Registration Act with the concerned department. MSME registration is also important for developing accountability and transparency in the micro, small, and medium enterprises. Benefits of MSME registration. SSI registration include: 1. Priority sector lending. 2. Excise and direct tax exemption. 3. Power tariff subsidies. 4. Capital investment subsidies. 5. Cheaper bank loans, interest rates lower by 1 to 1.5%. 6. Easy access to credit, easy loans without credits. 7. Higher preference in respect of government license and certification. Conditions to qualify under MSME Registration Act. 1. Manufacturing enterprises whose investment in plant and machinery is less than 10 crores can do MSME registration itself as MSME under MSMED Act. 2. Service enterprises should have its investment in plant and machinery less than 5 crores can do MSME registration itself as MSME under MSMED Act. 3. In near future, if the amount of investment exceeds the permissible limit, your enterprise will not sum up MSME. Types of cooperative society. Here are the following types of cooperative societies. Micro-enterprises. These are the smallest entities. Investment allowed in the microenterprise for manufacturing enterprise is less than 25 lakh and for service, the enterprise is less than 10 lakh. Small enterprise. Investment allowed for manufacturing enterprise under small enterprise is between 25 lakh to 5 crores, and for service enterprise, it is between 10 lakh to 2 crores. Medium enterprise. Medium enterprise allows investment in manufacturing sector between 5 crores to 10 crores and between 2 crores to 5 crores for the service sector. What is FSSAI registration process? FSSAI registration is a complete online procedure. You need a professional to file the FSSAI registration application and get approval from the department on your behalf. FSSAI registration is not compulsory for companies to register themselves under MSMED Act, but in order to avail MSME registration benefits granted to MSMEs by the government, MSME registration is advisable to companies to register themselves as MSME. An application for FSSAI registration is prepared and submitted to concerned government department as per applicable regulations and provisions. You also have to provide your personal information along with the FSSAI registration application as required for the respective industry they want to continue their business in. Documents required for MSME registration. Copy of Aadhaar card of applicant. Name of enterprise, business. Type of organization you are opting for. Copy of PAN card. Address proof of registered office address. Mobile number and email address. NIC 2-digit code. Number of employees. Investment in plant and machinery, equipment. Certificate of incorporation of your organization. Cancelled check of current account attached with the business. Main business activity of organization. UDOGADA certificate. In recent times, for boosting small-scale businesses in the country, the Government of India has initiated the UDOGADA registration process. Earlier, if you wished to start a business and get FSSAI registration or MSME registration, you needed to go through a lot of paperwork. Now, you need to fill only 2 forms, Entrepreneur Memorandum I and Entrepreneur Memorandum I-15 instead of 11 different types of forms that were required earlier. The UDOGADA registration is a completely online process. Industries registered with UDOGADA are become entitled to receive the benefits of several government schemes such as subsidies, easy loan approvals, etc. The SME, small and medium-scale enterprises, owner needs to fill a 1-page form that he can do either online or offline. If someone wishes to register for more than one industry, then they should opt for individual registration. In this form, the MSME has to self-certify its existence, details of the business activity, bank account, ownership and employment details and other information. Here, during this registration process, the individual needs to provide his self-certified certificate. After filling the details and uploading the same, the registration number would be generated and the same would be mailed to the email address given in the UAM, which should contain unique UAN, UDOGADA number. The process of getting your own UDOGADA read. 1. To do registration, owner of the enterprise needs to fill a single form online or offline available at the site of Ministry. This form is free of cost. 2. The document required for the registration are personal Aadhaar number, industry name, address, bank account details, PAN number in case of cooperatives, private or public limited and LLP, and details of major activity carried out by the enterprise. 1. Aadhaar number. 12-digit Aadhaar number issued to the applicant should be filled in the appropriate field. 2. Name of owner. The applicant should fill his/her name strictly as mentioned on the Aadhaar card issued by UIDAI, e.g. If Rajpal Singh has his name as Raj P. Singh, the same should accordingly be entered. If the name does not match with the Aadhaar number, the applicant will not be able to fill the form further. To validate Aadhaar: 2. Validate Aadhaar. The applicant must click on Validate Aadhaar button for verification of Aadhaar. After that, only user can fill the form further. 3. Reset. The applicant can click on Reset button to clear the field of Aadhaar no and name of the owner for different Aadhaar. 4. Social category. The applicant may select the social category, general, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe or other backward castes, OBC. The proof of belonging to SC, ST or OBC may be asked by appropriate authority, if and when required. 5. Name of enterprise. The applicant must fill the name by which his/her enterprise is known to the customers, public, and is a legal entity to conduct business. One applicant can have more than one enterprises doing business, and each one can be registered for a separate UDOGADAR and with the same Aadhaar number as Enterprise 1 and Enterprise 2, etc. 6. Type of organization. The applicant may select from the given list the appropriate type of the organization for his/her enterprise. The applicant must ensure that he or she is authorized by the legal entity, i.e., enterprise being registered for UDOGADA. To fill this online form, only one UDOGADA number shall be issued for each enterprise. 7. Postal address. The applicant should fill in the appropriate field the complete postal address of the enterprise, including state, district, PIN code, mobile and email. 8. Date of commencement. The date in the past on which the business entity commenced its operations may be filled in the appropriate field. 9. Previous registration details, if any, if the applicant's enterprise, for which the UDOGADAR is being applied, is already issued a valid MI/2 by the concerned GM, DIC, as per the MSME Act 2006 or the SSI registration prevailing prior to the said Act, such number may be mentioned in the appropriate place. 10. Bank details. The applicant must provide his/her bank account number used for running the enterprise in the appropriate place. The applicant must also provide the IFS code of the bank's branch where his/her mentioned account exists. The IFS code is nowadays printed on the checkbooks issued by the bank. Alternatively, if the applicant knows the name of the bank and the branch where his/her account is there, the IFSC code can be found from a website of the respective bank. 11. Major activity. The major activity, i.e., either manufacturing or service, may be chosen by the enterprise for UDOGADAR. If your enterprise involves in both type of activities, and if major work involves in manufacturing and a small portion of activity involves in service sector, then select your major activity type as manufacturing, and if major work involves in services and small portion of activity involves in manufacturing, then select your major activity type as services. 12. National Industry Classification Code, NIC code. The applicant may choose multiple National Industrial Classification 2008, NIC, codes to include all their activities, which means a user can select multiple NIC code of manufacturing and service sector by clicking Add More button. If you want to add manufacturing, then select Manufacturing Radio button and keep on adding by clicking Add More button. Otherwise, if you want to add service, then select Services Radio button and keep on adding by clicking Add More button. The NIC codes are prepared by the Central Statistical Organization, CSO, under the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, Government of India. 13. A person employed. The total number of people who are directly been paid salary/wages by the enterprise may be mentioned in the appropriate field. 14. Investment in plant and machinery, equipment. While computing the total investment, the original investment, purchase value of items, is to be taken into account excluding the cost of pollution control, research and development, industrial safety devices, and such other items as may be specified by notification of RBI. If an enterprise started with a set of plant and machinery purchased in 2008 worth rupees 70.00 lakh, has procured additional plant and machinery in the year 2013 worth rupees 65.00 lakh, then the total investment in plant and machinery may be treated as rupees 135.00 lakh. 15. DIC. The applicant, based on the location of the enterprise, has 16. To fill in location of DIC, this column will be active and show option only when there are more than one DIC in the district. In fact, if there is only one DIC in the district, system will automatically register you in the same DIC. 17. Submit. The applicant must click on Submit button to generate acknowledgement number. Required documents for UDOG are: Adder number, name of owner, promoter, category, business name, type of organization, address, date of commencement, previous registration details, if any, bank details, key activity, National Industrial Classification, NIC, code, number of persons employed, investment in plant and machinery, equipment. What is IEC registration? Import-Export Code, IEC, is issued by the Director General of Foreign Trade, Department of Commerce. It is a 10-digit number which is required to obtain by every person involved in international trade of export and import, or in other words, we can say that it is required to be obtained by every person who is engaged in the business of selling of goods or services in the international market. Each type of business which involves foreign transfer is required to obtain an IEC number. IEC registration can be done digitally, hence there is no need to visit the GFT. It is obtained for clearing the goods from customs authority. The size of the business doesn't matter. Without IEC number, no seller can import or export goods. What is benefits of IEC registration? 1. It acts as a license for importing and exporting of goods and primary proof for a firm as an importer/exporter in India. 2. It is submitted to various government authorities to obtain benefits in respect of their export and import from customs, DGFT, Export Promotion Council, etc. 3. It provides dealer code details along with the details of the port from where goods are being imported and exported. 4. To obtain IEC code, the full information is needed to be furnished regarding the goods that will be imported or exported. 5. IEC number shall be valid for all the divisions, units and factories indicated on the IEC number. 6. With IEC, goods are cleared from the customs authorities. 7. It helps in reducing the transport of illegal goods. Documents required for IEC registration. Here is the list of following documents that are required to be attached with the IEC registration application. PAN number, identity proof, premises proof, rent agreement in case of rented property, banker's certificate, current bank account, company's cover letter for the issue of IEC number, IEC number lost, misplaced. In case IEC number lost or misplaced, a request will be made to the issuing authority to grant a duplicate copy of IEC number. Following documents need to be accompanied for this purpose for IEC registration. For issuance of duplicate IEC, a request letter is drafted on the letterhead. Application form as per Appendix 2 and 3.